You say you got to stretch?
Yeah.
Like your voice?
Yeah.
I was about to say we're sitting and talking.
Haven't you ever seen Anchorman?
Like what?
No, I haven't.
That's not called stretching.
I don't know what it's called.
Like vocal warm up?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Tyler, you would know about that.
I really don't do vocal warm-ups.
Oh.
I do the
Not all of us can just be super talented.
I do the I do that. That's really the only thing I do.
Mike, you have lost control.
Lord help
Yeah,
us.
that's what I'm doing. What he's doing.
Wow. That's what you need to do? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Is that right?
Sounds like a little kid in the bathtub.
Blowing raspberries.
Like
Yeah.
what? And what?
I don't know.
Blowing raspberries?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Right. If you, I'm serious. If you like watch something on like Netflix or Hulu or whatever with subtitles, and someone does it goes blowing raspberries.
Yeah.
If they do what?
What?
Yeah, I'm serious. Google it.
But that's different than what you were doing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you need water.
What?
You need water. Blowing raspberries when you're in the bathtub.
You can do it on somebody's stomach. You know, when you blow on somebody's stomach. that's a
Okay,
blowing.
let's not do that.
I didn't say let's do that.
Cut. Cut.
What's
Take
up,
two.
what's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Almost Brothers podcast. I am so sorry for that introduction because I don't know what is happening right now, but raspberries, apparently. On today's episode, we've got my beautiful wife, Jamie. How are you doing?
Good.
All right, cool.
She was ready to answer that. How are you doing? Good.
Good talk. Right?
Good.
Like just, that was all she had. That was on her notes. Good.
It's like having a conversation with a teenager.
Right.
How was your day? Good.
On to the next.
And we've got in the building, back in person, the three amigos, Tyler
Yeah.
and Richard. How y'all doing? Like, what is that? What is that?
I'm a little loopy from
What
lack
is-
of sleep, and
What is happening
I'm jet
right now?
lagged, and that
Yeah.
lost an hour and
You
gained
took
it
an
back.
hour
You got it
flat.
back.
And then I said gained it
Yeah.
back.
You got it
It's-
back,
My
man.
time's all thrown off. What
I
day
don't
is
think
it?
you
Oh
can
my
get jet
gosh.
lagged on an hour flight. I don't think that's a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you can either. But on today's episode, we are talking about anybody?
Alignment.
There you
Marriage.
go. There you go. Relationship alignment,
Not car alignment.
not car
Not
front end alignment.
Duramax.
Correct. Stop saying Duramax.
He's like, I just want to throw that out there. Duramax.
It's a word.
We're talking about relationship alignment and how we struggle and fail many times at getting aligned before we go into setting up a relationship and saying, hey, we're going to be together. Talking about those tough things, those hard things, where we're going to go to church, where we're going to eat, where we're going to live, how many kids are we going to have, things like that, you know, you kind of wait until you're already in it and like, oh no, we disagree on a lot of things.
Well, and it's not only the beginning of the relationship, like as the relationship transitions, like
Yep.
me and Jennifer, we weren't saved when we got together. So, you know, we had to transition into a Christian life from a non-Christian life. So,
Right.
so we had to have those conversations then.
Well, even, you know, knowing how do you view Christianity?
Right.
You know, because, you know, two people grown up in a different household and now you're both saved, you see this walk with Christ very differently, you know, from each other. So understanding where each other's coming from, you know, what you've been through. I know you, babe, you talk a lot about like past hurts and past things that have happened to you and scars that you may have coming into the relationship, you know, and understanding that from each other. I know you talk a lot about that.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm good now. Thanks.
She's quite
Yes.
a contributor to this episode.
Hey, don't throw your jealousy out there.
Right. And y'all two fight about who's the best. Like,
Yeah, we're in the
Fighting
same
over
room
fighting
now.
over second place.
We're in the
Right,
same
right.
room now.
I see what Tyler did there.
You're a funny guy.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I think it goes back to a lot of compromise. What we just talked about a couple episodes ago, and how it affects you, and then kind of like what the other one wants to do, how the other one, views church life, or, how many kids you're going to have, or, I think it all depends on just being an open mind.
Yeah. And being willing to have those discussions with each other.
Yeah.
Being able to say, well, I don't want that.
Right.
I don't want that out of life. This is what I want. And being able to kind of meet in the middle. Cause I think a lot of times we agree to get into something, not viewing how we see things and what we want. And then we get upset later.
Right.
So now we're in this relationship, but I didn't want that, but I didn't voice to you that I didn't want that. So now when I voice that, you're upset at me, I'm upset at the situation, and now it's become a fight because we didn't have those conversations.
Well, I've got 2 sons that are involved in very serious relationships. Hunter is going to have our first grandkid in December, and Tristan's been in a long-term relationship, so both of them will be getting married soon. And that's one of the things that I hope they do is before they do that, just making sure that they're on the same page with their significant other. It's so important, and it's so overlooked.
Yeah.
It's just not addressed with our young people.
Yeah. And because it's awkward.
It is. Yeah.
It's hard to explain that to people, like, hey, you need to really have deep conversations when you're first dating.
Right.
That's weird. It's weird for a lot of people because they're just dating for fun. They're not dating,
Right.
Especially, you're 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old. You're not thinking fully about marriage.
Right.
You're just kind of dating. So you're not having those conversations. I know, Tyler, out of the young one out of the group, was that something you and Liv did, is have those conversations kind of up front, or was that something y'all like, oh man?
I say quite a bit, me and Liv, we don't have everything figured out, but I think in the 3 years we've been married have been really successful. And I attribute that to, we didn't date for a very long time. We were together 6 months before we got engaged.
Yeah.
And we hit those conversations hard early on.
Yeah.
And
Good. Okay.
Yeah. Like within the first couple months, we talked about, our goal is marriage. We want to have kids. We talked about aligning our morals and beliefs with each other. How we want to raise kids, how we want to go to church, what it going to church, as a married couple looks like, and things like that. And I really think that set us up for having so far a successful marriage.
Yeah.
Well, and I've said this before, and I'll die on this hill, that Tyler and Liv, to be so young and to be married such a short amount of time, like, they have a maturity in their relationship that most people, it takes a decade to build.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's impressive. From you're welcome. It's impressive.
I contribute a little bit.
It's impressive for people of that age to have that maturity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, unlike the majority of, especially the younger generation, we put an importance on marriage.
Right.
Marriage means something to us.
That's
Right.
good.
Yeah, and that's a big thing, and it's really good to have. It's awkward and it's weird, but it's good to have those conversations early, because now you could say, "Hey, I don't want to waste each other's time."
Right.
Like if we disagree on all these things, like then let's just not date at all, because this just isn't going to work out in the long run.
Yeah, and I think a bunch of younger couples that especially jump into marriage, they mostly go into feelings. Well,
Right.
this feeling is so strong that I
Right.
love them. That's why they say it 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
I love this person. I would die for this person. And we see in the long run it ends.
Right.
And we wonder why.
Yeah,
That's why you're going off your feelings that are going to eventually end. They don't last forever. You got to work at those things.
Yeah.
You got to build those things up. It's not just, oh, this person makes me so happy. Okay, well, the next day, what if you don't feel happy, or the next month or two? And so I think that's a lot of young couples. They just get these feelings. They feel something. They're like, this is so real. This is so true. Like, I don't love anyone else. And they just jump without having those conversations. So I think that's a big part in young relationships.
Yeah. Well, and
I
it could
see.
be, and it could be friendships too. You know, where you don't give those expectations up front. Like, hey man, we're hanging out, we're friends, we're buddies, and you get into a situation and they act a certain way, and it's like, oh man, wait a second, I didn't like that. I don't.
Right.
That's not how I operate.
Yeah.
You know, and being able to have that conversation, like, hey man, look, you do the things that you do. Hey, that's cool. I'm not about that.
Right.
Like being able to have that tough conversation. Say, I don't think we need to be hanging out a lot because that's just not how I do things. It's cool. Like, I mean, you know, you do you,
Right.
but I can't be around that and I can't do those things, you know, and being able to cut those relationships off to say, I don't want to be associated with that. You can. It's no judgment. It's just not what I want out of life, you know, or what I want to do out or how I want people to perceive me, because, you know, you show me your friends, I'll, you know, show you your future, you know, so it goes for every relationship, and being able to say, hey, here's how I conduct myself. If you don't vibe with that, if your life isn't aligned with that, that's cool, man. Let's just not spend a lot of time together. You know, it's okay to have that.
Well, it's like a job interview.
Yeah.
You know, when you interview for a job, which I know you've been on 2 your entire life, but
We're literally.
but a job interview is exactly that. It's a conversation between you and a prospective employer to see if y'all align on your goals.
Right.
You know, are you fit for the company, and is the company fit for you? It's the same thing with the relationship.
Yeah.
You got to have those conversations to find out if that's a fit.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's friendships or marriage or anything like that. Have to have the conversations.
Yeah. And I mean, I've never been on like dating apps or anything like that, obviously, because of this one over here.
Was dating apps even invented?
I don't think.
when
I
we
don't
were-
know.
Probably one.
Maybe like, yes, or some form of,
Christian mingle.
right. Farmersonly.com.
Yeah.
Not sponsored. Any of the above.
Right.
But I would guess, and Tyler, this is how you and Liv met, so this question's for you. Is it kind of a thing where you put in like your likes, your dislikes, like things you're into? I don't know if that matches you or what.
From what I remember,
Yeah. What'd you put?
'Cause
in
I'm-
there?
I don't.
Right.
I don't remember.
Because I never
That was-
thought of
that was-
that, but
I'm
that was 4 years
into
ago.
women who are never on time, and
Dang.
she just pops up instantly.
Yeah.
Dang.
No, I don't remember what put on mine, but I mean, I think you can like type out the stuff.
Right, like interest and
like a bio,
Right.
whatever. I
it
remember.
would make sense, you know.
I remember some people put the stupidest stuff.
Oh, I bet.
That
Was
like
yours
what?
like Christian girls with tattoos
Right.
that likes tattoos?
I legit don't remember, because I remember I'm pretty sure it was that same week is when I deleted the app.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
so you dipped in there, got your chick, and got out.
Right.
Right,
Like,
just
thanks.
Walk in. This was mine.
it's probably like a paid one, and he was like, "I'm gonna pay for that 1 month, and I'm
A
out."
1 week
Oh,
subscription.
It was.
It's like Netflix just to watch Stranger Things. Like, I'm out. Okay.
I do remember waking up in the middle of the night, getting a notification on the phone like, "Oh, you got a new match," and I was like, "Oh, I remember her."
Oh, that's funny. That's okay. Yeah, that was gonna be my next question, like how it matched and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, back in, you know, when we first were dating, that wasn't a thing. You actually had to talk to someone. And,
No, you
and
didn't.
pick-
You didn't talk to her.
Yes, I did.
Rock and roll. Thank you so much. Yes.
Pretty
That's
much.
how he
That's
talked.
how it went.
You talked through people to her.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That was just to ask her out.
That's not okay.
I
true.
talked to her before that. I was just scared to ask her out. And y'all could see after today, you could see why.
Yes, you are an awkward individual.
So for those of y'all that don't know, we were in the line at Chicken Salad Chick, and
wish we were sponsored so we could get free.
that would be
grape
awesome.
salad.
Hey, there you go.
and they asked at the speaker, is that it? And I said, rock and roll.
Thank you so much. Yes.
and instantly, I'm so sorry.
Now it's a meme.
Yeah.
Rock and roll. Thank you so much. Yes. And
It's like when someone says happy birthday and you say Merry Christmas back.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I always say you too. I'm like, now it's
Yeah, you too.
It's like
Happy birthday, you too.
It's like the you see the TikToks where it's someone's like, "Oh, enjoy your food, you too," and they look like what? And the picture is like them just eating together or something.
yeah. And it's like I just rolled the way. I'm like, what was that? Like what? I didn't even know what that was.
Wait, as soon as me and Richard were like, "What did you just say?"
I don't think he knows.
You're right.
He went on autopilot for a second.
Yeah.
I was like, just give her 5 words. Here you go. Rock and roll. Thank you. Yes.
That's funny.
Just drive up.
Were you thinking about rock and roll music? Were you listening to rock and roll music?
I don't know where rock
I
and roll
don't
came
know.
from.
I don't know what happened.
He's short circuited.
Did you want to rock and roll?
Babe, this is what you signed up for.
You
knew what you were getting
know
into.
your husband's AI.
I know.
So every once in a while he glitches.
He's something. I don't know what.
That's messed up.
Oh, my bad.
One having and back to the actual topic.
Oh yeah, we were talking about something.
Jeez.
Let's rock and roll.
But
Thank you so much. Yes. Okay.
So-
anyways,
Carry on.
Serious
so y'all
face.
messing with me now. So having these conversations doesn't mean you absolutely have to stick to that thing, because as you're in a relationship longer and longer, you kind of ebb and flow with each other. And like, you talk when you first get married, hey, I want 2 kids. Then all of a sudden it changes and life happens and you're like, oh, you know what? I want mine 3, or I only want 1, or, things happen and you change and you grow together, and that's fine. But being able to have those conversations again, so misunderstandings don't happen and now you're upset at the person when they just didn't know.
You have that one kid and you're like, I don't like kids. I don't even want this one.
I mean, or yeah, right. Or for us, we had one and we're like, this is awesome. Like we'd like, I mean, it took us a while, because we were still growing and with each other and individually, but, being able to say, I wouldn't mind living here. I wouldn't mind going here. I wouldn't mind doing this. When we first got married, it was no way. No, I don't want.
And that can go for interest,
Yeah.
stuff that you've never tried. You're like, now we're pickleball champions because we didn't, we didn't know that.
Speak that. Let's go.
Oh, dang.
go.
A fantasy opened up. Richard's
He been waiting. He been holding that in, ain't he?
Jennifer, we're about to be pickleball champions.
Like
Write that down.
First it started with earlier, like we haven't played in like a year, and now it's like pickleball champs. Hey, dream big, baby.
Just go big or go home.
I like his face.
My point is, you don't know what interest you're going to, find during the relationship. That's where I was going with that.
Jamie really loves Lord of the Rings now.
No, I
No,
don't.
she doesn't.
No, that didn't change.
I figured you were dreaming big. I was trying to dream big. No, not so much. But yeah, and there's things that you'll realize, like you may not line up with your spouse, but it's something that, okay, cool. It's something that we can work on. Okay. Right. And then later on, you'll almost find yourself wanting to do that thing because it'll make them happy, or it's something that they want, or something that they have a line on. Hey, I want this.
Or God forbid you have separate interests within that relationship.
Right. Well, that's something
That's
too.
allowed.
Yes, is being able to be your own individual self in that, in that relationship, and having that other person understand that.
Right.
Like, goodness gracious, please, like, get a hobby. What'd you say today? Like, just get out of the house. Y'all take him, please.
Yeah.
She tagged out like we were here to relieve her.
Oh my God. I'm like, you're a whole nother person when they're here. So I'm like, just please, just take him. Pack him up with you.
Well, I'm really trying to cry out for help is what I'm really doing.
You just seen him too, like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
No, I missed him last weekend.
Oh.
Yeah, I seen Tyler. I didn't get to see Rich.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, in your face.
Rock and roll.
I don't think
Rock and roll.
Rock and
I don't think that really proved anything.
So here's something else I want to ask. Just a question that kind of, goes on. Have you noticed in maybe your relationships or in like others' relationships, like two people that they start and they're the way they dress, the way they talk, the way they do things are different, but then as they go through, like now all of a sudden they're kind of becoming one in their interest and the like the way they talk, the way they dress, like
those
things
70-year-old couples that are dressed alike,
right? That
playing
like
tennis
yeah. Well, I asked that because I noticed that about us is like a lot of the shows, a lot of the movies, a lot of that.
She wears your clothes.
Oh yeah, well don't do that.
Not right now.
But like a lot of the stuff that she's interested in, I just naturally find myself becoming like I would have for a million years been like, no, there's no way I would be into Project Runway.
That's how I was going to interrupt, and I wasn't
that's
expecting
really,
to say that.
and that's really nice of Jamie to watch that with you and take an interest.
That's
Right.
no.
And the things that you like, Michael.
Yeah.
Good on you, Jamie.
Well, there's like seasons where he'll just watch, but that's just seasons. Like a new season, he's like, no, I like this guy right here. I like him. He's cool, and I like his clothes. That's it. So I just want to watch this one season over and over. And I'm like, there's new seasons. He's like,
We'll be right back.
Well, hey there. This is Mike from the Almost Brothers podcast. We want to thank you for checking out this episode. I want to ask you, has this podcast encouraged you in any way and you would like to give back? Well, guess what? We have a way that you can do that. Okay. You could do $3, $5, $8, or $10 a month. What this does is this helps financially support the show so we can continue to put out good content and encourage you. So if you've got time, go down in the show notes and click on that support button that will take you to the page to where you can give back and help us to continue this thing. Back to the episode. They ain't got it.
Do you watch Say Yes to the Dress also?
No, but she texted me
like that.
when I was gone last weekend. She texted me. She said, I'm starting a new show. I'll let you know if it's good. So pretty much what she is saying is, I'm starting a new show. I'll let you know if we're going to be watching it together. That's what she was saying.
Yeah.
it's
That's how
probably
that
not
translated.
in there. I mean, you can watch it. It's probably not.
And she'll get mad if I watch something that we're supposed to watch together. You have that?
100%.
You have that,
Oh,
Evan?
yeah.
Like, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't watch a show that you're watching together without
Well,
the
I'll be
other
like,
one.
let's watch something new, like new that we haven't seen. He's like, but that's all time wasted.
Yes,
if I
'cause
don't like it, which you won't like.
well, because you have a bad knack. Jennifer's bad at this too, at
Yes.
picking terrible stuff.
Yes.
That's not my fault. I don't know. That's not my fault if I have never watched it. I'm like,
I'm
let's
just
take
saying,
a chance
do a
at
little
this.
research.
Jennifer picks books based on the cover.
It's like no research, right?
She won't even read the dust cover, the dust jacket. Just
It's pretty.
it's got a pretty picture and it looks interesting.
Like, dude, it's so, and it's, what'd you pick? You picked like a movie. What was it? The Lie. It's called The Lie. Please, any of our listeners, never ever watch this film.
I don't even remember it.
Yeah, it's bad. It was where like the girl went missing, and the girl says she pushed her off a bridge, but it was a lie the whole time. You find out at the end. Spoiler alert. Hopefully, y'all don't watch it anyway. terrible movie.
Nope, I don't remember.
Yeah,
See,
of course
no.
not. And of course, she picked it, and it gets done. And I'm like, that was a wasted 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. Can't
So
get that time back.
No, and it's I would rather watch something I know is tried and true. It's good. I'll rewatch it. We're rewatching.
No, you got to open up your. What is it? You got to open
Horizons.
up your perspective.
Broaden
Just
your
go for it.
horizons.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Isn't
Not
it a-
sponsored by Nike.
Isn't it right? Isn't it
I
amazing?
wish.
Isn't it amazing that she says just go for it when it's not her having to do it? I'm like, hey babe, let's watch The Hobbit.
I've seen it.
No,
It
you
sucks.
haven't. No, you
Yeah, I
haven't.
did.
No, you haven't. That's not
I
true.
watched the
You
first
watched
one.
Lord of the Rings. You did not
I
watch
watched
The
The
Hobbit.
Hobbit. Yeah, I
No,
did.
you didn't.
Yeah, I did because they got little tiny houses.
Isn't it amazing? She could remember.
Richard, who do you
No,
believe?
that's not. No, no,
Yes, I watched the very first one.
that's not.
My
No,
money's on Jamie.
What happened was Mike put on The Hobbit,
Yeah.
and she watched 5 minutes of
Correct.
it where the little house was.
Correct.
And she took off and did something else.
Correct.
I watched all of it.
So she can remember. Oh, I remember. I watched that. Can't remember the other movie we watched 2 weeks ago, but she could remember exactly that when we
I
watched.
actually like The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there's 3 of them.
Yeah. See, I haven't watched the last
3
two.
movies or 3 hobbits?
3 movies.
3 Hobbits.
It's not the Three Stooges.
Like
Yeah.
We know which one Richard is.
Are you calling me Curly? I'll own
I
it.
didn't say
He
it.
was the best one, so
didn't
I
say it.
take that.
It's okay.
I don't think
I'll
anybody,
take it.
I don't think anybody. They might remember Three Stooges. That was back in the day.
That's an old one.
I
I'm
remember there
surprised that Tyler knows who the Three Stooges are.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. So, switching gears.
How's the gear?
Is that not?
No transmission ever. It's a
That's not-
Duramax, is what. It is.
No, that was an electric vehicle. That was an EV.
So, for today's section of That's What's Up, what is something that y'all are watching, listening to, a movie, TV show that y'all are into this week, this month, today?
Me and Liv went and watched Blink twice. It's that new movie
Yes.
with Channing Tatum.
Yep.
Isn't
like the cover of it's like photography, like
Yeah.
you're taking a picture or something?
it's interesting and twisted once you find out what's going on.
Oh, okay.
It's
No spoilers.
yeah. Well, I don't want to talk about it on podcast. It's messed up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's you know how we talked about how the butterfly effect kind of like leaves you
Oh,
messed
yeah,
up a
yeah.
little bit.
Yeah, afterwards it's like,
that
oh my
like
gosh.
if that's a 10 on like how messed up you feel, this probably leave you at like a 7.
Oh,
6 or
Really?
7.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
It's-
Mike loves Channing Tatum.
We'd probably like
Okay. So,
it. What?
On the next topic
so here,
of Channing Tatum.
and here's where I'm getting with him is that it's not as bad as it used to be.
True. Yeah.
Well, because he would normally play like the hunky type and
But
the
yeah.
step up movie. And
But
whatever.
it's like it's still pretty bad, especially for like a bigger name in Hollywood.
he
Uh,
he stepped out of what he normally does for this
Yeah,
one,
that's-
and
yeah.
it was good.
Yeah. And I'm getting really
We'll have
tired
to
of
watch
Jennifer asking me to do Magic Mike all the time. Just like,
Calm
come
down.
on, man.
wow.
I'm into
Yeah.
pickleball, not Magic Mike.
Try to unsee that.
He's not
later
Magic
when
Mike. He's Pickle Rick.
Got
Rich.
him. Rich, what do you got?
So
I know
I
you
got,
said there was something y'all were watching, right?
Yeah, I got 2 things. So I finished book 12 of the Helldivers series. Without a doubt, the best book series ever written.
Wow.
I mean,
Really?
it is. I mean,
What's it called?
Helldivers.
Oh, okay.
It's well written. It wraps it up at the end. Like, it's just good.
Okay.
And they're going to have some spin-off series too off of it, but so good if you are a reader. And then me and Jennifer are watching a show called Flashpoint, and it's got Amy Jo Johnson, the original Pink Ranger from like the first Power Rangers show
Okay.
Yeah.
when Tyler was 2. And
I know.
2.5.
I know who she is.
and it's based on the Canada's version of SWAT. They're called the Strategic Response Unit.
Okay.
And it's really good. I really like it. It's got the guy from Galaxy Quest that played the alien leader.
Okay.
I don't know. But anyway, it's a really good show, and that's what we've been watching.
Okay. Babe, anything new with you?
No. Work.
Hobbit.
Project Runway.
No, not even that. I did just watch The Perfect Couple on Netflix. It's not, I don't know. It's not great, but it's
So we won't watch it.
it's got a mystery to it. So I like that concept.
The mystery. When will this turn
Okay.
into a good movie?
Right.
Right.
It's a show.
Oh, yeah.
It's only like 6 and you're like, where's the rest of it? But
Okay. So for me, we've been watching the same old stuff, and it's kind of fall. It's fall time, so it's kind of our fall movie time, fall TV shows. So we've been doing that. But it's coming. Oh, it's happening. But for me, it's a game. I haven't got to play it yet, but I've had my eyes on it for a while. It's Warhammer 40,000. They have a new game that just came out.
That's
so
a lot of Warhammer.
40,000. That's right. So I
never
want
heard
to
of
play
it.
that. I just got it. I just got to get it and play it. So
What
I'm
even
excited
is
for
it?
that. It's hard to explain. It's almost, I won't say it like Starship Troopers, but it's like in space. These are like genetically modified soldiers that fight off. It's really hard to explain. It's a really, really dense story, and it's been going for a long time. And there's books and video games and movies and all kinds of stuff.
Did you enjoy Warhammer 39,000?
39,999.
That's not how. No, that's not. It's not the number of
I
the
just
sequel.
wish you would speak
He
English.
said he's been going. It's going to go on for a long time. That's 40,000 years.
Yeah.
I try to get Jamie interested in some of this stuff, and her eyes glaze over.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
They did.
dosing
They
off.
did when
Right.
he said it. I was like,
I'm like, oh, babe, this is going on, and she's like, I don't care.
oh.
Well, I love you anyway.
4,000 or 4,000? I already forgot.
That's how fast it goes out of her head.
Anything else on y'all's hearts and minds?
I'm glad to be back around you guys.
For sure.
Same.
You're just glad they're taking me off of your hands, huh?
Same. Yes. See, as they would say. See.
See, is she speaking Spanish
Yeah,
now?
she's learning.
Oh, she
Trying
looked.
to.
I
Jeez.
didn't hear her say Zay. I thought she looked at me. I was like, I'm not Spanish.
No. Zay.
Wow. Just wow.
Hey, listeners, we just want to thank you for your continued support for the Almost Brothers podcast. Do us a favor and go to your favorite platform and rate us and like us and share with everyone that you know. Thank you so much. Love you.